You've probably all painted endless numbers of color wheels, but I'm going to show you how to paint a color wheel from 3 primaries. The primaries that you choose make a real difference in the colors you can get for secondaries and tertiaries. The secondary colors being orange, green, and purple, and the tertiary colors being all the ones in between. So I'm using Naphthol Red Medium, which is a red that I really hate on its own, but we're just going to use it. I'm using Naples Yellow Hue, which is a really dull kind of grayish yellow, and then this Manganese Blue, which is a beautiful transparent luminous blue. I'm going to start by putting the 3 primaries around the perimeter of the color wheel. You'll notice I don't have a circle drawn here, and I'm not going to be neat and tidy about this. So the primary colors, red, blue, and yellow, are equidistant around this imaginary circle. Okay. From there, we're going to mix the secondaries, which go halfway between each pair of primaries. So since I have the yellow on my brush, I could go for green or I could go for orange. Let's go for green. So to mix green, I would normally start with the yellow and then add blue to it rather than the other way around. And what I'm trying to get here isn't some perfect green. I'm not going to get some like Kelly green from this mixture. But what I'm looking for is something that's halfway between this particular blue and this particular yellow. So I'm going to use this cheap drawing paper just to make samples, see if that works. That looks kind of more or less halfway between. What I'm looking at here is, can I get a color that's between these two and a color that's between these two? That would be the blue-green and the yellow-green. Okay. I'm going to call that my green. And so now I'm going to mix the yellow-green. And the yellow-green, I want it to be halfway between this green and that yellow. So I'm going to get myself an accurate swatch of this on my scrap paper. And then add some yellow to this. So here, again, I'm looking for something halfway between. It really needs to be very distinct from the green and distinct from the yellow, and yet not look more green or more yellow, but really halfway in between. To me, that looks a little more green than yellow, so I'm going to add a little more yellow. So these are what you can think of as color intervals. The interval between this and that, you want to get halfway between there. Let me try that. And this isn't just about making, pretty color wheels, but all this mixing colors to that exact interval is a great way to train your eye to the real, minutia of color. Okay, now I'm looking for a blue-green, which is bluer than this green, greener than this blue. Let me see what that looks like. To me, that's looking a little bit greener, so I'm going to add a little bit more blue. Try that. So this can be really informative if you try, a number of different sets of primary colors. So this Naples Yellow, Manganese Blue, and Naphthol Red Medium. It's just one option. Red. When mixing purple, good idea to start with the red. And then add blue selectively. And because this is because it's Naphthol Red Medium, you're not going to get a beautiful luminous violet out of it. It's going to be sort of an interesting purple. Red. I'm going to add some glazing medium to this give it some transparency so you can actually see the color. Let's see. Okay, that looks to me like it's halfway between this blue and that red. Okay. And now I need a blue violet and a red violet. So let's see, I'll start with the blue violet. Just adding a little blue to my purple mixture. And now I've got this color wheel that in no way resembles a kind of theoretical color wheel with real primaries. It's more kind of an exploration of what I can do with these pigments, and you'll find you can get some really interesting mixtures if you use some primaries that aren't your standard red, blue, and yellow.